Good afternoon, Fantasy Bay. Mike Williams here with another Week 5 game preview, and we're going to be going over the Bucs versus Saints. So this game is going to be on Sunday at 1 p.m. It's going to have an over-under of 46, and the spread went from -6.5 Saints to -3 Saints. Thank you for finally putting it down from -6.5, because that's ridiculous. They weren't beating us by a touchdown. Dropped 55 points last week against the Rams. Not saying that's going to happen again, but I am saying 6.5. That's a lot for a non-Drew Brees-led Saints team. Please. Anyways, let's get started. All right, so we're going to be going over the Bucs first. So Jameis Winston, everybody knows, went off last week. 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, 385 yards. I personally think he's going to be a decent start in this one. Top 12 play. I don't think he's going to light the world on fire, but I do think that he should play well. Now, playing well, I mean playing well fantasy-wise. Now, how many picks he's going to throw, I can't say. But he's been much better on his picks this year. They've been down a lot. Only 1 pick to 4 touchdowns. I'm liking it. So I think that he's a good fantasy play. Ronald Jones took hold of the offense last week, and he had 19 carries for 70 yards and a touchdown. Love that. That's amazing. The only issue is the coach still hasn't committed to him, but I do think that that's just a tactic to make him play better and earn his role. Peyton Barber is still the starter, but he only had 9 carries last week, but he did get a touchdown. All right, let's go down to the receivers. Man, Chris Godwin's coming out party looked amazing. 172 yards, 2 touchdowns, 12 receptions, 14 targets. He's an integral part of the play. I'm loving him this year. And moving forward, he is definitely going to be a top tier wide receiver 2, if not wide receiver 1. Right now, I believe he is a top 5, top 6 wide receiver. I don't know if that continues, but he's going to flirt with it each week. Mike Evans, obviously, he's a start. He's fantastic. 4 receptions off of 7 targets, 89 yards and a touchdown. Definitely had a decent day. Not his best day, but fantasy-wise, he got you 18 points, if not a little bit more. Solid. O.J. Howard has been disappointing, to say the least, this year. We had him coming out as a top 5 tight end, and 3 for 3 for 33 isn't getting it done. I think that it's mediocre. They are starting to target him a little bit, but 3 targets, I mean, that's not great. I wouldn't drop him, but I can understand why you felt like you needed to. I mean, the perfect time would have been if you had Mark Andrews or Darren Waller. But now, the best players I'm seeing on the tight end landscape are Tyler Eifert, Vance McDonald sometimes, and I just saw Greg Olsen recently, which I like Greg Olsen over him. All right, let's go to the Saints, see how they defend. They are 29th against the quarterback, so that's amazing for Jameis. They're 11th against the running back. I think that that's slightly better than middle of the pack. I think the Ronald Jones should still be okay as a flex play. Wide receivers, they're 27th. And I know all of you people that follow all the real statistics. Lattimore is going to be shadowing Mike Evans. I'm worried about Lattimore. I'm not worried about Lattimore. I think Mike Evans has had good games the last couple times he played Lattimore, and I think he's going to shred. So I think he should have a good game. Not worried about the shadow. And Chris Godwin, if healthy, is a must start. The Saints are 3rd against the tight end. And I'm not trying to start O.J. Howard if I don't have to, personally. I have him in 3 or 4 leagues. But luckily, I was able to also pick up a Mark Andrews, a Darren Waller. So if you have to play him, he's going to get you, I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 points unless he gets a touchdown, which he could absolutely get a touchdown. But Saints being 3rd against the tight end, a little worrisome. I'm not playing him if I don't have to. Let's go to the Saints. And I'm 100% not playing Teddy Bridgewater because he played like trash. 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, and a 193 yards. Hard pass. Let's make this quick because we're starting Alvin Kamara. You're starting Michael Thomas. I'm not starting Jared Cook, but if you feel frisky and you want to start Jared Cook, fine. The Bucs are 30th against the tight end, so if you need a Jared Cook in your life, then add him. But other than that, we don't really need to talk about the Saints. The Bucs are 31st against the quarterback, still not starting Teddy Bridgewater. The Bucs are number 1 actually against running backs, but you're starting Alvin Kamara. Nobody's starting Murray, so I'm not worried about that. Wide receiver, the Bucs are 20th. You were starting Michael Thomas regardless. If you feeling frisky, you could start Ted Ginn Jr. because who knows when Ted Ginn Jr. is going to go off. He did have 5 targets last week, which were 3rd for targets after Jared Cook and Michael Thomas. So that's pretty solid. And that's going to be it. That's going to wrap up the Bucs versus the Saints. If you have any questions, hit me up, Fantasy Bay. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later.